Picture this for a moment. It's an ordinary Tuesday morning. You fill your coffee cup. You stroll out to the mailbox just like you do every day. And there it sits, a plain white envelope, sent from the Social Security Administration. You tear it open, and your heart sinks. The notice tells you that you were paid more money than allowed, money you never realized was a problem, and now they intend to reclaim 50% of your monthly payment. Half. Vanished. You did nothing wrong. You can't even grasp what actually happened. And here's the cruelest part. There's a timer already running on this notice, a deadline that most folks completely overlook. If one of these letters has reached you, or you fear one might, please keep watching closely, because the choices you make over the next 30 days could determine whether you keep your whole payment or surrender half of it. I am Edward. For many years, I've guided retirees exactly like you through the puzzling regulations that control your Social Security, your pension, and your financial future in retirement. And today, I'm going to take you through this very letter. What it genuinely means, the reasons it shows up, and the precise actions you can take to safeguard your money. Breathe for a second. You are far from helpless here. The government truly grants you several rights to halt this, but only when you respond in time. And please, remain with me right through to the finish, because there is one tiny silent error that thousands of seniors commit with this letter, a slip that appears completely harmless, and it can quietly drain your payments away. I'll reveal exactly what it is so you never get caught by it. A quick word. This video exists for learning, not as legal or financial guidance. These regulations have shifted more than once, so always verify the latest details at ssa.gov or by phoning Social Security yourself. Allow me to share Robert's story. Robert is 67, a retired delivery driver. He labored hard his entire life, contributed to Social Security with every single paycheck, and finally began drawing his benefits a few years back. Robert is a careful gentleman. He pays each bill promptly. He keeps his home neat. He does things properly. One afternoon, Robert received a letter from Social Security. He skimmed over it. It looked official, somewhat puzzling, packed with figures. He told himself, "I'll handle this later. It's likely an error. They'll figure it out." So he placed it on the kitchen counter, and his days rolled on. A week went by, then two, then a whole month. The letter slid beneath a heap of junk mail, forgotten. Here's the thing Robert never realized. That letter was no junk. It was an overpayment notice. Social Security was convinced they had paid him too much, and the letter marked the official beginning of a countdown. A month later, Robert checked his bank balance. His Social Security deposit had arrived, yet it was merely half of what he relied on, half of what covered his rent, his food, his medicine. He froze in fear. He phoned Social Security, and right then, he discovered the bitter truth. Robert's error wasn't that he had been overpaid. Honestly, that piece may not even have been his doing. His single genuine mistake was simple. He delayed. He let the letter sit there, because in overlooking it, he lost the brief window where he could have paused the collection and pushed back before they claimed even $1. Robert wasn't lazy. He wasn't reckless. He simply didn't realize the timer was already counting. And I refuse to let that happen to you. So let's unpack this in straightforward terms. This letter carries the name Overpayment Notice. Social Security mails it when they conclude they paid you beyond what you were owed. And under the law, they must attempt to recover that money. Why does it occur? Generally because of absent or incorrect information. Perhaps a shift in your income went unreported. Perhaps a change in your living arrangement, your marital status, or a death within the family. And occasionally, pay close attention. It's Social Security's own computer mistake, not your doing whatsoever. In truth, official records reveal these mistakes are a small sliver of all payments, and a great many stem from the agency, not from you. So if this letter arrived, you are no criminal, and you stand far from alone. Now here's the portion that frightens people. For overpayment notices dated on or following April 25th, 2025, Social Security's standard recovery rate is 50% of your monthly benefit. That means they may keep back half your payment month after month until the balance is cleared. But, and this matters greatly, there are certain crucial exceptions. If your letter carries a date before April 25th, 2025, the previous 10% ceiling may still hold. And if you collect SSI, supplemental security income, your rate remains at 10%, not 50%. And one further point to keep you steady and clear-minded, this is not a benefit reduction. It is not a fresh tax. It is a debt recovery rate. That difference is important because it means you hold rights to dispute it. Now, here lies the core of it, the deadlines. And this is where seniors grow confused because there are genuinely 3 separate time frames on this letter. First, 30 days. This is the strongest one. If you ask for a waiver or an appeal within 30 days of the date printed on your notice, Social Security will not gather a single dollar until they reach a decision on your request. 30 days locks the money in place. Write that down. Second, 60 days. This is the official deadline to submit an appeal, known as a request for reconsideration, if you believe you were never overpaid or that the figure is incorrect. Third, roughly 90 days. This is the broad window Social Security typically grants you to appeal, request a waiver, or bargain for a lower rate before collection kicks off. Now here's what you absolutely must hold on to. People hear 90 days and ease up. Don't. The 30-day window is the one that genuinely locks the money, and the 60-day window is the firm deadline to officially contest the debt. Waiting until day 89 is how folks like Robert forfeit half their payment. So what steps can you actually take? Social Security hands you specific tools. Let me lay out each one and precisely when to use it. If you believe you were not overpaid or the figure is incorrect, you submit Form SSA-561, a request for reconsideration. This is your appeal, and filing it halts the collection while your appeal is under review. If you accept that you were overpaid, but it wasn't your doing, or you simply cannot manage to repay it, you submit Form SSA-634, a request for waiver. If this is approved, you may not owe anything at all, and if you acknowledge the debt but you just can't get by on half a payment, you submit Form SSA-634, a request to change the recovery rate. This lets you request a smaller monthly figure, and the repayment can frequently be spread across as long as 5 years. In certain instances, you can even launch a waiver request directly over the telephone by phoning Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or by stopping into your local field office. And what if you brush it aside, like Robert nearly did? Social Security holds off at least 30 days, then starts automatically withholding 50% of your benefit. And if you're no longer drawing benefits, they possess other avenues to collect. They can hold back your federal tax refund. They can seize certain state payments. They can even garnish wages if you're employed. There's even a harsh reality many never learn. If a person dies before the balance is cleared, Social Security may pursue repayment from someone still drawing benefits on that same record. For instance, a surviving spouse. This is precisely why managing it correctly shields not only you, but the people you cherish. So let's keep this plain. If one of these letters ever reaches you, here are the 3 precise steps to follow. Don't overthink them, just carry them out. Step 1. Open the letter the very day it arrives and note down the date printed on it. That date launches your timer. Don't tuck it away, don't delay. The single riskiest thing you can do is nothing. Read it that same day and mark your calendar for the 30-day deadline. Step 2. Determine which form suits your circumstances and submit it within 30 days. If you think they've erred, submit the SSA-561 appeal. If it wasn't your doing or you can't afford it, submit the SSA-632 waiver. If you merely need a smaller monthly figure, submit the SSA-634. And if you're uncertain, phone Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 and ask them to guide you through it. Acting within 30 days locks the money. Step 3. Hold on to copies of everything: the letter, the form you submitted, the date you mailed or uploaded it, and any confirmation. Keep a simple folder. If a dispute ever arises, those copies become your evidence and your shield. That's all. Open it, act within 30 days, preserve your records. 3 steps. Robert's whole story might have closed differently had he simply done the first one. Now here's something I truly need you to take in. These regulations shift. They've already shifted more than once across the past couple of years, and YouTube doesn't always surface every video for you, even when you're subscribed. The notification bell isn't dependable. You might miss the one update that means the most for your money, so here's what I'd sincerely suggest. First, the single most vital step of all: confirm everything directly at ssa.gov or by phoning Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. That remains your most reliable source always. No channel, no group, and no link should ever stand in for the official agency. And if you'd like to keep learning alongside us, I've placed a free written guide in the description below that walks through these forms and deadlines step by step so you can keep it close. You'll also discover a link there to join our community, where I share plain English breakdowns of new regulations touching Social Security, pensions, banking, insurance, and travel for seniors. One sincere word of caution, because your safety matters to me. Scammers adore imitating Social Security and senior benefit alert groups. So remember this: I and any genuine official will never request your Social Security number, your bank login, or a payment through a chat group or a private message. The free guide costs you nothing, and you never need to hand over private information to obtain it. If anyone ever demands that, walk away. If this helped you, grant me one small favor. Pass it along to one friend who relies on Social Security. You might rescue someone's rent money this month. Look after yourself. Stay watchful, stay informed. And I'll meet you in the next one. This is Edward, watching out for you.